You found yourself on another edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United, and on today's episode, on a history-making night for Malik Monk and DOMAS, the Sacramento Kings run the Milwaukee Bucks out of the gym and played their most complete game of the year at home. We got a feel-good win to talk about on Let 'Em Know Kings United. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for the post-game reaction podcast of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Sacramento Kings, and the Chicago Bulls. This is Let 'Em Know Kings United. Let 'Em Know Nation, it is about damn time. You already know what time it is. Welcome to another edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United, your Cleveland Cavaliers, Chicago Bulls, and Sacramento Kings post-game reaction podcast. I'm your host, Scarlett Weisberg. Thank you so much for tuning into today's program, and you can find Let 'Em Know Kings United, which is 100% completely free and available on your favorite podcast app like Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all that good stuff. You can also find this show on my YouTube channel, NJHawk40. If you are watching this show on YouTube, do me a favor. Hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it. Hit subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on your notifications so you know about the next episode, the next time it goes live, and leave a nice comment down below. Keep it a positive one too, please. It really truly means a lot. Give the show a follow on those platforms if you can, please. Turn on your notifications so you know about the next episode. Please rate, spread the word out to your friends, and give Let 'Em Know Kings United a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. It is an amazing way to support the podcast, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you for tuning into the program today. The last time the Sacramento Kings defeated the Milwaukee Bucks, it was way back when the Golden One Center did not even exist. It was February 1st, 2016. At the time, the Sacramento Kings were playing in the Arco, Power Balance, Sleep Train Arena, whatever you want to call it. For the first time in more than 8 years, the Sacramento Kings not only beat the Milwaukee Bucks, but straight out ran them out of the gym, 129-94, in one of the most complete performances I've ever seen from this season. And this game was never really in doubt. It was not even a question which team showed up and which team left their game elsewhere, because the Sacramento Kings came out last night and set the tone on defense. I thought their defense was right on the freaking points. Keon Ellis, this dude needs to start regularly. No disrespect to Keegan Murray whatsoever, but I think we have a third starter in Keegan Ellis, because this dude did a really, really great job of guarding Damian Lillard all night long last night. He is 5-0. 5-0 as a starter for the Sacramento Kings. What does that tell you? I think if I'm Mike Brown, I think I need to consider Keegan Murray off the bench. He ain't gonna do it. I know he ain't gonna do it because Keegan Murray's his guy, but I'm just saying. I mean, if Keon Ellis continues to produce at this rate for the Sacramento Kings, then maybe it would be something to consider. But the Kings have not defeated Milwaukee since February of 2016, like I said, with a 15-game losing streak being the longest active streak for any team. And defensively, the Sacramento Kings won this game on that end. De'Aaron Fox said, I think defensively, we did a great job. I think that fueled our offense. Obviously, we scored 130 points. Well, technically, Mr. De'Aaron Fox, it was 129, but I get your point. But even if we didn't play that well offensively, if we have even below average game, score 110, we still win this game by 15. I think this is one of the most complete games that we played all year long. It was never in doubt. It was a wire-to-wire victory, and this was a victory that as a Sacramento Kings fan, I didn't even panic. I didn't even have to take a little bit of a chill pill. I didn't have to do any extra precautionary measures. I just sat back, relaxed, and watched the show, because what the Sacramento Kings did, they put on a show offensively because of the tone that they set on defense. Mr. De'Aaron Fox, you already know what this man does. He scored 29 points for the Sacramento Kings, but I need to acknowledge a couple of people. I need to acknowledge Malik Monk, who has the most assists off the bench in Sacramento Kings history, passing Bobby Jackson, and Mr. Double-Double, Mr. Triple-Double, Mr. 47 consecutive double-doubles, Mr. I just set the all-time double-doubles record for most double-doubles in Sacramento Kings history. Oh, Domantas Sabonis. He had his 47th consecutive double-double in this game. His passing Jerry Lucas way back in 1967 and 68 for the most consecutive double-doubles in Sacramento Kings history. He finished with 22 points and 11 rebounds. He almost had a triple-double. Malik Monk added 25 points off the bench. The Kings have won 3 of their last 4 and trailed by Phoenix by just a half a game in the race for the 6th and final spot in the Western Conference. But Sacramento, can you answer me one question? Just one question. Why couldn't we do this against teams that we're supposed to beat? Why the hell couldn't we do this to Detroit? Why couldn't we do this to Washington? Why couldn't we do this to San Antonio? Why couldn't we do this the other night against Houston? Just tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why against the Lakers, Bucks, Warriors, Clippers, T-Wolves, Pelicans of the world, you're always rising up to the competition. But against the Spurs, Wizards, Pistons, Rockets, Hornets of the world, the bottom of the barrel teams in the NBA, you play down to the competition. I don't get it. I just don't get it. If you kept that same energy for all 4 quarters, the energy that's playing up to the competition, taking every opponent seriously, our record would have been way better than 37-27 right now. I mean, I'm going to make an argument that we should be at least 37-17. Maybe 40-17 right now if Sacramento took games a little bit more seriously. But nevertheless, I'm not going to argue about that, considering that we blew the Bucks right out of the water. De'Aaron Fox had a lot of praise to Domantas Sabonis. He said 9 in and 9 out. He's come up big for us. I think people are immune to it. No one outside, basically us, talks about it. But that's obviously a hard thing to do, and there's not many people have done it. He comes ready to play every night. And what I love about Domas, he is getting stronger as the year progresses. And it's toward the end of the season. Bodies are giving up. Injuries are piling up. There is a lot of wear and tear in the bodies of athletes. But I don't know what kind of gym regimen, I don't know what kind of workout Mr. Domantas Sabonis does before every game. But I suggest, Mr. Domas, you better keep that crap up. You better keep that shtick up, because what you did, Domantas, what you did is something that will always be remembered as a Sacramento Kings fan. Now, can you please continue to prove that you are Anthony Davis's legal guardian? You are his father. You are his caregiver. You are his legal guardian. If you could do the same thing to Anthony Davis, I will be bragging all night long. I will be bragging all night long on tomorrow's show, and you are going to you're going to do 2 things. Like it and deal with it. But as far as the Milwaukee Bucks, I mean, damn. Giannis Antetokounmpo was the only person that showed up. 30 points and 13 rebounds for the Milwaukee Bucks. But that's what the Greek Freak normally does. The Bucks went 1 for 3 on a 4-game California trip. They shot 36%, 37% for the game, and missed 32 of 39 from three-point range. And by the way, speaking of threes, the Sacramento Kings were just making it rain from three-point range. Even JaVale McGee, towards the end of the game, made a freaking three. And I had the biggest smile on my face. I almost was just laughing when JaVale McGee made a three. I mean, that was incredible. But as far as Milwaukee, I mean, damn. I know you obviously improved on your defense. I'll give Doc Rivers that because he is a defensive-minded coach. But the other night, a couple of nights ago, when the Boston Celtics were facing the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cleveland Cavaliers won that game by 1 in Cleveland, Jaylen Brown talked about in that game how it was a mentality loss for the Boston Celtics. I dare say that this was a mentality loss for the Milwaukee Bucks. Doc Rivers said we deserved it. It's my fault. I didn't get them prepared the way I should mentally. At shoot-around, guys were talking about planes leaving. I mean, what in the hell? What in the hell, Milwaukee? What in the hell? I mean, I thought you were supposed to be one of the contenders in the East, right? I thought you were supposed to be a team that can compete with Boston, a team that can compete with Orlando, who is really surging right now. By the way, shout out to Jamal Mosley. He got his contract extension, well deserved for him. You're supposed to compete with the Clevelands, with the New York Knickses, and you just got your butt handed to you by the Sacramento Kings because all you talked about was airplanes. You didn't come out with the right mentality. You didn't come locked in, ready from the jump? I mean, I talked about last night how the Milwaukee Bucks, or I should say the Dallas Mavericks and the Chicago Bulls game last night the other night, was over before it even started. This Sacramento Kings game was over after the first quarter. I mean, all credit to Sacramento. Sacramento deserves all the credit. They came out with all the type of energy that is required and it is needed in order to succeed. Mike Brown deserves a ton of credit. This was the most complete game that the Sacramento Kings have played all year, especially at the Golden One Center this year. As a staff, we talk about after shoot around that if our focus is not better than this morning, it's going to be a long day. And it was a long day, so that's on us. The one highlight for the Bucks was a putback dunk in the closing minutes by rookie Andre Jackson Jr., whose head got above the rim on the play and put, I don't know, maybe Chris Duarte on the nastiest poster I've seen on my life. But the Bucks, I'm not even going to acknowledge them. They don't even deserve to be talked about. No. I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo I'm going to talk about because Giannis Antetokounmpo was the only Buck that showed up consistently. But my God, if you are a Milwaukee Bucks fan, I hate to tell you, if you don't come out correct, if you don't come out locked in, then you ain't gonna win the Central Division. I hate to tell you, but you ain't gonna win the Central Division. I questioned the hire of Doc Rivers for the Milwaukee Bucks since the first minute I've heard, and now it is confirmed. The Milwaukee Bucks should hand the Cleveland Cavaliers the Central Division at this point. At this point, the Cleveland Cavaliers should be handed the Central Division title. Now, Cleveland's been dealing with a whole lot of injuries. I understand that. But at least they have a better mentality, a better focus, a better edge than Milwaukee ever did. I mean, if Cleveland played if Cleveland played this Sacramento Kings team the way that Sacramento was hooping, I guarantee you the Cleveland Cavaliers would put up more fight than the Milwaukee Bucks ever did. 53% for the field for Sacramento, 45% for three-point range. Milwaukee, I'm not even going to acknowledge their stats because they were absolutely pathetic. 51 rebounds for Sacramento compared to 44 for the Bucks. The offensive rebounds, Milwaukee won that edge 10-6, consolation prize. 34 assists to 23 for the Kings, 11 steals to 3 for the Kings. The points of the paint, 54 to 42 in favor of the Kings. The fast break points, 18 to 5 in favor of the Kings. I thought that the Sacramento Kings played to their strengths last night. It was great defense, and then they got out in transition on offense, and and they were letting it fly from three-point range. That was one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen out of the Sacramento Kings, especially in the Golden One Center. And considering the fact that how many tight games the Sacramento Kings played at home this season, they needed a get-right game in order to get themselves right back on track, especially at home, and this was much needed. I wish they could keep that same energy against the Lakers, but I know that the Lakers and the Sacramento, and I know the Lakers are playing, the Lakers are going to play the Sacramento Kings tough, but nevertheless, the only person I'm going to acknowledge for the Bucks is the Greek Freak, 30 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists and a steal, 10 of 17 for the field, but it was all Kings. DOMAS Sabonis missed a double-double, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 8 assists and a steal. De'Aaron Fox doing what he does best, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 7 dimes, and 2 swipes. JaVale McGee had 3 points, including a 3. Malik Monk off the bench, you already know what he does, 25 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 9 of 19 for the field. He is the clear front runner for 6th man of the year. Kevin Huerter was feeling it early, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 of 8 from three-point range. Harrison Barnes had a solid game, 16 points for him with 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal, shooting 6 of 12 for the field, 4 of 7 from three-point range. This win was impressive. Impressive because it was the 2 seed in the East that Milwaukee was playing, and they kept that same energy. They had energy going into the game, and they had energy playing the game. It was a complete win. It was a dominant win. It was a well-needed home win for the Sacramento Kings. Can they keep this up, please? I don't want any more episodes about embarrassing blowouts or embarrassing losses inside the Golden One Center. You're supposed to protect the home court. All right? Good win, though. Good win. That's going to do it for today's edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United. You can find this show, which is free and available on your favorite podcast app like Spotify, Amazon Music, all that good stuff, as well as YouTube. Like this video if you are watching it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, NJHawk40. Leave a nice comment down below and hit that notification bell. Give the show a follow on those platforms. Turn on your notifications so you know about the next episode. Please rate, spread the word out to your friends, and give Let 'Em Know Kings United a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. I'm your host, Scarlett Weisberg. I appreciate you all tuning in, and I will see you right back here for another edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United.